Hi there gamers, welcome back to another exciting game review. No One Lives Under Their Lighthouse. No One Lives Under the Lighthouse is a part of a growing retro horror genre with PlayStation 1 graphics. You are a new lighthouse keeper who has been marooned on a remote island and assigned to maintain the lighthouse. Within an hour or two, you will be scared, confused, and annoyed in all sorts of ways. How does it all end? A little scared and, if you're anything like me, full of a boredom and rage. Naruto is an atmosphere. The sound design does a great job of evoking the absolute loneliness of being a lone lighthouse keeper on a secluded island. Your task is to fill the canister with oil, use it to light the lamp, and then turn the rope attached to the sandbags, which rotate the light as they slowly lower. Finding the key to enter a lighthouse, locating the flask of oil, and constantly repairing things are the main gameplay or the beginning of the game. You have a small hut that contains a chest with the 4 crest slots. There are multiple endings depending on where we go, when, what you find, and more. To do all this, you will slowly move forward using the left joystick. A is your interaction button. The right trigger is used for running and the left trigger zooms in on the camera a bit. Consoles never liked it, with a slow and slippery camera that you control with the right joystick. The default movement speed is incredibly slow and you lose stamina when you run too fast. He recovers quickly, but in some of the most intense moments of the game, the controls were incredibly frustrating. Depending on what you are doing and when the fight is on, it handles horribly. There is only one gun and aiming and reloading is hard work. I guess it was supposed to attention of the situation, but I hated it. If the game had remained a walk around the area, find an item and use it at your leisure title, I would have had a much more enjoyable time. The forced fight and chase sections feel straight out of a cheap arcade game requiring the constant replays that used to be there to stack your qualtiness. Without much spoiler, there are a few instances where you run into other characters. As a rule, they have one line of dialogue and continue the game dedicated to the old school look. If you told me that these character models were straight out of a mid-first European PS90 game, I'd believe you. Every part of this title tries to hit the low-budget look of the N64 Sega Saturn PS1. The flickering in the environment was starting to give me headaches, as serious distortion was found on every straight edge. There is no voice acting and a minimum of music. The ambient noise carries the experience and it's well done. The sound is enough to make the island feel alive, and the constant roar of the ocean waves reminds you of how isolated you are. Checkpoints were frequent, which helped with some of the more frustrating combat and chase sections. There are enemies in the game that are terrible to look at, who sound like the devil, and who are the party to run from. The game is rarely fun, but it seems to be what fans of the horror genre want. The real fears are real, and most of them have a mixture of a real fear and creepiness. Jump squeaks do happen, but they're used well and not the focus on the title. No One Lives Under the Lighthouse is a solid low-budget indie horror game that aims way too high with its game mechanics. They only have certain endings, and their short durations mean any horror fan will be happy to find them all. At $12 MSRP, this isn't a problem if you'd like being scared the hell out of. Thank you guys for watching this review. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and see you in the next review.